The Paterson School District announced the suspension today, as reports also say that the students, 3 from Puerto Rico and 3 from Nigeria, have been malnourished. One player described eating spaghetti for a whole 2 weeks. With more on this story, here's Eamon McAnaney.
We are now joined by Adam Zagoria, who's been following this story for SNY. And Adam, such a bizarre story. We could start anywhere and everywhere, but what's next for suspended head coach Juan Griles?
Well, I spoke to people close to him today, Eamon. He has an attorney, as you would expect. He and the assistant coach, Al Maldonado, both have attorneys. So I don't think we're going to be hearing from them, anytime real soon. His name obviously has been dragged through the dirt, obviously for legitimate reasons, and he's going to try to get his story out at some point, and until we hear from him, we won't really know what that side of it is.
Now, foreign-born players coming to the States to play sports and be students is nothing new, certainly not new for New Jersey high school basketball, but put in perspective for us how bizarre and how unheard of this is. 3 from Puerto Rico and 3 from Nigeria at one public high school.
Yeah, well, I think Eamon, this is not that uncommon in Catholic schools. If you look through New Jersey at the St. Patrick's, at St. Anthony's, at St. Benedict's, those type of schools, this thing has been going on for a while, this kind of thing, bringing in players from overseas and other areas. But what makes this story really unique and bizarre is that it's at a public school, Eastside in Paterson, New Jersey, where you have 3 Puerto Rican kids, 2 of whom supposedly were guardianed by the coaches, and then 3 Nigerian kids, 1 of whom I'm told is over 7 feet tall. So that's pretty rare for guys like this to end up at a public school. But, people want to win, and winning at all costs is apparently what happened here.
Now, as you mentioned, they were living with him. We're talking about allegedly multiple players. What happens to these students and people now?
Well, there was a similar case at Newark Eastside a few years ago where there are, I think, 5 of these kids living together above a deli or something. And then when the story broke, they all kind of scattered and you never heard from them again. And the key question now going forward will be how many of these guys remain at the school and stay eligible.
Now, you mentioned there's a key one, they're eligible. I mean, there's so much more to this story than wins and losses. But as you pointed out, when it comes to New Jersey athletics, sooner or later we get around to wins and losses. This is a team that's 14-2. What do you expect to happen to their playoff eligibility?
Well, as I reported today, Pete Vassell is expected to take over as the new head coach. He's going to practice with them tomorrow. He's a veteran coach. He's coached several schools in New Jersey. Shaniqua Baycoat will be his assistant coach. And the first thing he's going to do is go in there and find out which of these kids are eligible, which aren't, who are my horses, who's not eligible to play. And it's a unique deal because this team has won 2 of the last 6 Group 4 state championships, and they're a contender for the Passaic County title and the state title. And he's going to want to know who his guys are who are eligible, and he's not going to want to play with guys who aren't.
We certainly have not heard the end of this story. Adam Zagoria, thanks for coming by.
Thanks, buddy.